Hey everybody, I am Jesse Dollemore, and this is The Conversation. Before we get started here, I would love to have you subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast. I'd appreciate it. Last week, I talked about Tomi Lahren having been suspended by Glenn Beck and The Blaze for a week after she talked to the host of The View about being pro-choice and that she's not a hypocrite like other conservatives. Well, that almost immediately earned her and her little show, which is dedicated seemingly exclusively to how much she doesn't like black people, it earned it a 1-week hiatus. Well, now we're finding out that her weeks-long vacation has been slightly extended to forever. And that is what I want to talk about. There are different angles to this for me. First, I have to say that I'm not sad to see her go. I won't miss the venom-filled white dominance rants, her calling everybody bud all the time, and I'm not ever going to look back with fond remembrance her comparing the Black Lives Matter movement to the murderous bunch of filthy terrorists in the KKK. Secondly, it must be said that it's a little weird for me seeing her get let go for something as rational as this.
No, I'm pro-choice, and here's why. I am a constitutional, someone that loves the Constitution. I am someone that's for limited government, and so I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but I think that the government should decide what women do with their bodies. I can sit here and say that as a Republican, and I can say, you know what, I'm for limited government, so stay out of my guns, and you can stay out of my body as well.
Seriously? That got her tossed out on her ass, but this hate-a-palooza was A-okay?
Beyonce, really? You, just like President Obama, Jada Pinkett Smith, Al Sharpton, and so many others, just can't let America heal. Keep ripping off the historical Band-Aid. Well, the BET Awards were last night. Notably, they were very black. Oh, but can I say that? What with my whiteness and all? Equal rights. Please tell me, Mr. Williams, what rights black people don't have? Also, white people, yeah, we do have a record of critique of your oppression. In fact, do you know how many of our ancestors fought in the Civil War to free your ancestors? I'm sorry, Jesse, but I won't be apologizing for my whiteness. It's not white people working to divide America. It's you. You and Beyonce and Jada Pinkett Smith and Al Sharpton. If this country disgusts you so much, leave. And Colin, how dare you sit there and blame white people for the problems of minority communities? After all, aren't you half white? Didn't 2 white parents adopt you after yours weren't willing to raise you? The black unemployment rate is double what it is for whites, or the homicide rate, or the dropout rate, or the percentage in minority communities on food stamps. When will those in black communities take a step back and take some responsibility for the problems in black communities? Because it seems to me blaming white people for all of your problems might make you the racist.
That is amazing. She's permanently banned from The Blaze for an 18-second clip of her talking about a differing view on abortion, which, based on lots of other stuff she says, I'm still not convinced she actually believes. But she racked up a greatest hits compilation of racial hate and division for years and wasn't suspended for even a moment for that stuff. It appears that the moral/ethical compass of the Blaze HR department seems to need a little calibration. Having said that, I do call into question whether or not it was right to fire her. Look, I'm not questioning the legality of it. She was under contract with The Blaze, and I'm sure they were very well within their legal rights to terminate her. Hell, she very well might still be drawing a paycheck for the remainder of her contract. I'm talking about whether or not it should have gone down that way. Some are claiming that this is just a way for Glenn Beck to save face with conservatives across the country, or to attempt to earn back some kind of right-wing street cred after appearing on Sam B's show, or coming out as a vocal supporter of Black Lives Matter. A source close to Glenn Beck told the New York Post that Glenn is reminding the world of his conservative principles by sidelining Tomi after she insulted conservatives by calling them hypocrites. So, I'm conflicted. While I'm happy to see her vile, hateful rants gone for this foreseeable future, I wish it had been for a reason that carried a little bit more weight. After all, claiming to be pro-choice is a hell of a lot less offensive than an organized hate campaign against people of color and victims of generations of systemic police brutality. So, listen up, Glenn Beck. Now that there's an open time slot on The Blaze, why don't you hire someone with an actual set of divergent views? I live in Los Angeles, but I'm willing to commute.
I've got some final thoughts for you, bud. Know what else is interesting, bud? Go for it, bud.